So before we get started, just a quick intro about me. I'm Satya. I'll be your trainer, and I carry close to 15 and a half years of experience. Currently, I employed as a lead data scientist and business intelligence architect for a leading US-based retail company in Bangalore. And during my stint with various engagements, got an opportunity to work in a variety of industries, which includes retail, healthcare, banking, so on and so forth. And also during my stint with other engagements, right? So I got an opportunity to participate in the complete life cycle of many business intelligence and data science projects. That's pretty much about me. Let's take a quick sneak peek into the course. So, as part of this training program, the full stack Power BI course, you'll be learning the Microsoft SQL and you'll be learning Power BI, data modeling, business intelligence concepts, Azure fundamentals, and SSIS or the ADF, Azure Data Factory. So, when it comes to the ETL part, the SSIS, still most of the Microsoft customers, right, they are using SSIS, and gradually few customers they migrated from SSIS to ADF because of the scalability and robustness of the ADF. Many of them they migrated to ADF, and most of the Microsoft customers, if you see, right, so now everyone started adopting Power BI. Even those customers, those Tableau customers in USA and other Europe countries, now they gradually started migrating to Power BI because the cost of the Power BI license is much cheaper compared to Tableau. And also, the even if the volume of the data is very high, it is scalable and robust, the Power BI tool, because of which also, now most of the customers they started migrating to Power BI tool. All right, so in today's session, we will just take a look at what exactly business intelligence is all about. Because if you say you are a Power BI developer or lead developer or consultant, you should be knowing what is business intelligence all about. All these tools, Power BI, Tableau, and ClickSense, these tools are falls under self-service business intelligence tool. All these tools are falling under business intelligence space. Okay, business intelligence is an umbrella term under which you are going to learn Power BI. Okay, like Power BI tool, various other tools are there. This is the umbrella term, business intelligence. Okay, first let us understand what exactly business intelligence, and next we'll take a look at what is Power BI and why Power BI, why not other self-service business intelligence tools like Tableau or ClickSense and so on. And next up, we'll take a look at the different components of Power BI. Followed by this, we'll take a deep dive in each component of Power BI in today's session. And then we'll help you to install Power BI and Microsoft SQL Server, and also will help you to set up the Power BI cloud service in today's session. So before I jump in to the business intelligence, all the things, right? So I would suggest you or urge you to go to Google and start initiating the download of MySQL Server and Power BI as well. So that once you initiate it, if I continue the theory part, let it download, because the download will take some time, right? So till the download, till the download gets completed, we'll continue the theory part. Okay, side by side, would suggest you all to get in here and download. So go to google.com, type google.com. I hope all of you must have logged in this Zoom in a meeting from your laptop. Henceforth, please, I would urge you to log into the the Zoom meeting invite from your laptop. Okay, so that it will be easier. If I share any link in the chat window, I can share it. Okay, fine. So just go to google.com and just type download Power BI desktop. That's it. And open one more browser, Control N, and go to google.com. And here you just type download SQL Server. 2019. So when you type the SQL download SQL Server 2019, you can find that the SQL Server downloads, this link appears first in this, search output. Okay. So what you do is just right click on it and open link in new tab. Just click on this. You just go here and if you scroll down, see, let's start with the SQL Server, because we'll start with the SQL coding and then we will jump into Power BI. Anyhow, I would suggest you to start with the SQL Server now. If you are here, I just show you one more time. Download SQL Server 2019, and then you will find this link the top of the list. And when you right click on this, open link on new tab, it will open here. And if you scroll down here, okay, if you scroll down here, you will find the Express. Okay, download now. Click on download. If you scroll on, okay, Express, and click on save. I'll just show you one more time. So you go to this website. Okay, if you right click on this, right click on open link in new tab, it will open something like this. And if you scroll down, you will find Express, and just beneath this Express you will find download now button. All you just click on it, it will download it. That's it. You can download wherever you want it. Okay, it is up to you. So the download is in progress now. Okay, in my case it got downloaded. It will take just few seconds to download this one. Once you are done with it, just double click on this. It will ask you for it will prompt you for this and whether yes or no. Okay, do you want to allow this app to make changes to this? Click on yes. Click on the yes. Okay, I'll just slow down because few of you are quite new into the development, right? The software training itself. So click on yes. That's it. It is that much simple. When you click on yes, it will open the installation window. SQL Server 2000 Express Edition installation window. Click on basic. That's it. Next, accept. When you click on accept, and if you click on install, in my case I already installed it. In your case you need to click on accept, and then next it will show you something like this. Don't do any changes. Close your eyes and click on install. It will take for a while. Okay, don't disturb anything. Okay, and install. So it's that much simple installing the SQL Server. If you've already installed, Deepak, you've already done it. Okay, how about others? Ashish and Raja and Archana. If you have not yet done, please do it side by side. Don't postpone it. And if you have connected this session from your mobile, also not a problem. You can start your laptop. We are not going to rush. We are not going to skip it. Right. So, it's installing, right? Okay. Now it's installing. Very good. Okay. So, click on accept and then click on install. It will take some time. Okay. Don't postpone it. Okay. Don't think, right, you can do it tomorrow. No, tomorrow. Today itself you do it. And the next one is, okay, the next one is, let us do the alt tab, and I'll just go here, download Power BI desktop. Okay, and click on this one, and you will find downloads Power BI. And when you click on the right, new tab, open in new tab. Look here, Microsoft Power BI desktop, advanced download options. If you click on download, it will show you this option. First you need to select this one. I guess most of you have 64-bit version, right? You select this one, click next. That's it. It will start download it. Okay, it will start. You need to wait for some time. Look here, it will automatically open this dialog window and click on save. It will get downloaded. That's it. You can see here the download, right? So you need to wait for few moments for this to get completed, the download. But when it comes to SQL Server, it did not take more than 10 seconds, isn't it? You just downloaded it, and when you clicked on the basic installation, only thing is when you click on install, it will take some time. Okay, so that's when it will take time to install it. Once you click on install, the progress bar, the installation progress bar will be appearing. It will take some time, and after few minutes you will find installation successful. Okay, that's all. You need to close it. Once you see the message installation is successful, wait for some more time. Okay, and then you click on close. All right, so this is the first step, and second step is, look here, the Power BI desktop. See, in Power BI, a couple of components are there. To start with, we are going to install only the Power BI desktop, not other components. The rest of the components we will do it later. That's it. Look here, when you click on the exe file, it will open. It will show the default. Don't make any changes to the default settings. Simply click on next, and it will ask you, it will prompt you to continue or not. Yes, if I give yes, both are downloading. Okay, fine, don't worry. Okay, anyhow, no rush, do it slowly, because this weekend we are going to take a deep dive in SQL query. Power BI also not so important now, but anyhow, so whenever I refer it, the Power BI, in today's session we'll have a overview of the Power BI desktop and the overall Power BI architectures. In that case, to refer, you can, it will be helpful if you install this one. Okay, let me just take a look at this one. Yeah, so in my case I already installed it, and it shows okay, but still it shows computing space requirements. It will first check whether it has sufficient space to install Power BI desktop. After some time, the next button will get enabled. Simply click next, it will get installed. That's it. Till you find the installation get completed, so you have to wait. Don't rush, don't cancel it or don't close it. Anyhow, we'll share the video. You can watch it and then get it installed. Still it's going on even in my system. Okay, I don't know why it takes this much of time, because I installed so many software in my system. I think I have less space in my C drive, but I cleaned up recently, but still. So in your case, I think it will not take this much of time. Anyhow, let's wait for some time and we'll so properties here. Yeah, even I have 131 GB space is there in my C drive. But anyhow, sometimes it will take some time to compute the space requirements. Let's wait for some time because it has to compute the space requirements. Only then the next button will get enabled. And this one, I guess, you can find the progression bar. It will take some time, even the Express edition. Okay, so till it gets downloaded, let us continue with the theory part. The first thing first, right? So, what is business intelligence? Okay, business intelligence is nothing but the set of processes, technologies, and architectures using which we convert the raw data into meaningful insights. Okay, you just think that the customer has given the data to us. With that data, you need to create the reports or dashboards. Without data, you cannot do any analysis. When we need okay, what do you mean by connect now, sir? In connect now, what is connect? Deepak, I'm just confused. What do you mean by connect? It will not ask any connect, right? Anyhow, Deepak, you just hang on. Okay, it's simple. You just click next, next. That's all. It will not ask any connect and all. Okay, simply don't. But in the interest of sir, we need click connect now, sir. In connect now, they asking the opinion. Yeah, yes or no. That's what I said, right? Yes. Click yes. It will proceed. Okay. Okay. In the interest of continuation of this video, okay, I'll continue this one, right? So probably after 15 minutes or so, we'll take a small break, and then we'll check about your installation status. Okay, the let's say customer has given you the data. So first of all, to create a report, you need to have the data. Data is the backbone. Without data, you cannot do any analytics. Okay, they have given us the data, but the data is in raw form. You need to with this raw data, right? This data has some kind of missing values in it. Duplicate value records are there, and the column naming conventions were not correct, and the data type also not correct. So you need to do some kind of formatting. You need to remove the duplicate records. You need to fix the missing values that were part of your data set. Okay, so as in order to do the all kind of data pre-processing, that's when we use the business intelligence related processes and technologies and architectures, right, to process this raw data, and then we convert this raw data into more meaningful data. With that more meaningful data or pre-processed data, you can create insights using the Power BI tool or Tableau tool like this. Okay, so the C-level executives like the CEO, Chief Financial Officer, and Chief Operating Officer, or even your sales department manager or marketing manager or finance manager, right? They don't want to see the data as it is. Okay, but they don't have patience to go to the data which is there in my Excel file or it is in the table format, right? They don't have time to go and make sense out of the data because the volume of the data is very high. Nowadays we are getting the data in terms of, right, millions and millions of records. You take any business, right? So business are really doing great job, and the volume of the data is very high, especially when you take a look at the big box retailers like Walmart and the Target and Flipkart, right? So these e-commerce website data, if you look at it, every 1 hour they generate approximately 1 million transactions. They don't have time to go and take a look at every 1 hour data and make sense of it. See, if you look at the Excel, let's assume that the data is available in the Excel file, but the Excel file has millions of records in it. So in that case, you need to scroll down. It will take a lot of time, isn't it? So that's when the the reporting tools or the BA tools like self-service business tools like the Tableau or the Power BI is very much handy. It comes for rescue in terms of showing the important information irrespective of the volume of the data, irrespective of the type of the data. It shows us in a matter of seconds or hours. Just by looking at this dashboard, you can quickly make sense that how many number of customers in total we onboarded or we acquired so far, and how many number of policies we are able to sell it, and what is the premium amount so far we collected, and what is the claim amount so far we pay to the policy holders. And also, if you look at this, these three things, right? So even the number of customers, all these are called metrics. Number of customers, number of policies, premium amount, claim amount, these are the metrics. When the C-level executive, top guys, when they see this one, they can get a quick, insight. Oh, okay, so this many number of customers, or this is a claim amount. Okay, how many of these customers are employed customers? Look here, this is green colors are employed. So out of 9,134 customers, 62% of them are employed, and unemployed are 25%, and others are 12%. It gives me a quick idea about compared to the population, the employed people are more they're responsive. Okay, so in that case we can understand quickly. Okay, so by targeting the employed customers, is really save our effort, and also we can convert more customers. Okay, so and also when you see the breakdown of the policies by customers, and right, so employed, unemployed, others also, right, rural and suburban and urban, right? So now we are looking at the breakdown of the policies by the locations, rural, suburban and urban, right? So employment category by the locations, right? Rural, suburban, urban. So when you look at this, you can quickly understand the employed people in suburban area, 13.5%, right? So we are able to convert them, right? So the compared to rural employed and urban employed people, the suburban employed people, right? So they are more likely to get converted. That is what the insight we are able to get it quickly. So this is quite interesting compared to rural and rural, suburban is really good. The employed people, right? So they are getting converted. Okay, and vehicle insurance. If you look at the premium received, the breakdown of the premium received, based on the type of the car. If you see large, there's a large and mid-size and small. In a single visual, the bar, the column chart, this is called column chart, right? So a stacked column chart. Here you can see that 8% and 29% and remaining, right? So the mid-size is this one, mid-size car, the premium we received more compared to all the types of car. The mid-size of the car, right? The sports utility, the large size vehicle are like our sports utility. And but again, here you can see the 4-door car and SUV. You can see that mid-sized in general, we are able to get more premium compared to the large size cars and small size cars. And so you can gain an insight, a lot of insight you can get it just by taking a look at this dashboard across the location. Also we can see what is the revenue contribution by state, by state in USA. Compared to all these locations, you can see that the California, their contribution is very high when it comes to the premium received also. Okay, so this dashboard gives us a comprehensive or holistic idea about what is happening currently in your business across the locations. Let's assume that you don't have this map here. So in that case, you will have to create, to see separate report for each state in USA. That is overkill. For example, we operate across 10 states or 20 states in USA. So to each state, if you generate separate report, going through each and every state is overkill. It will take a longer time to gain an insight. By the time you look at the 50% of the states, you will you will lose the attention, isn't it? So what has happened in Washington, I forgot it. So holistically, when you look at it, look here. So you can quickly understand by comparing one state with another state. You can understand quickly California's contribution is more to our revenue and compared to other states, and the second topmost revenue contributor is Oregon. Holistically, you can gain an insight. Again, we have something called slicer. Look here, on top of this we can see all here, right? So all this is education wise, and this all is for the country wise. Look at year wise, okay, year wise, and these are called slicers. You can select the year, and you can select the education. For example, when you select employed, you wanted to view only the employed customers related data, and for a specific year when you select it. And also, let us assume that you have another slicer, something like this. Select the state. Let's say if you select the California, all these visuals, this is called donut chart, and this is called your table, and this is called your column chart, stacked column chart, this is your bar chart. So all these visuals will get refreshed automatically based on the selections that you make it. For example, you want to see only the employed the customer, you just click on all, and it will show something like the employed or unemployed or others. Okay, so it will show you an option to you. So what you do is, if you want to see only the employed population, you can select employed, then only the employed related data will get refreshed. How many number of employed customers are there in total? How many policies bought by employed customers? It will display in a matter of seconds. So this is called slicers. With slicers, you can interactively visualize these reports by applying various filters. What do you mean by filters? Selecting a specific education. For example, I want to view only the employed population and year, specific year, 2022 or 2021 alone I want to view it. I don't want to see everything. Okay, if you want to view everything, you want to get a holistic view, then select all year. So it will give you holistic view. And you wanted to narrow down your analysis. Okay, in that case you can select a specific year and select only the employed or unemployed others to get a detailed information about it. All right, so no matter what how much volume of the data you have it, and also no matter where the data resides, right, everything is there in a single place. That's where the business intelligence coming into picture. Using tools like even Power BI, you can transform the raw data into pre-processed data, which is nothing but your meaningful data. Once you clean up your data, and you can create a dashboard. It's something like, there is a saying, garbage in, garbage out. If your data is not clean, and if you generate a report with that dirty data, obviously it will show errors in it. Even in our company, right? So we see that we tend to make mistakes, right? That we don't first take a look at the data. Blindly we jump into creating the report. Later on we realize, oh man, something wrong with the data. It cannot be this much. Something went wrong here. And then we go in a retrospective way, you go back to the data and so proactively what you do is, first understand where to get the data from your customer. Once you get the data, what you do is you clean the data. How good the quality of the data. If the data is not clean, for example, you have a lot of duplicate records, the missing values are there, and if you find any missing values, go back to the customers and say, hey, we could see a lot of missing values are there, what can we do? You have every right to ask them. They will say, hey, what I do is I'll give you some other data, don't rely on the data, don't use it, okay, discard the data. Okay, so you get the good data and then clean the data. Still you need to do some kind of cleaning. Okay, and then once you generate this dashboard or report, with this people can make an insight quickly, isn't it? So it gives a lot of insights. Look here, 62% of the customers are employed. only 12% of the customers are others and 25% of the customers are unemployed. Compared to the employed and unemployed, employed population, we onboarded more. So what is problem with unemployed? Because we need to educate them. They do not know the importance of buying a policy or buying an insurance, vehicle insurance, and so on. Okay, so net cleaning the raw data and convert as a meaningful data, and then with the help of the tools like Power BI and other thing, you can generate the visually appealing report, something like that. Next, what is Power BI? Power BI is Microsoft product. It is called as self-service business intelligence tool. So why it is called as self-service business intelligence tool? Because any layman or people with the basic working knowledge in Excel can also create the simple report or dashboard using Power BI tool. That is why it is called self-service business. It doesn't require you to be a tech savvy. Okay, it is as simple as that. Okay, that doesn't mean Power BI is very simple. Then you might be asking, then why should I learn with you? Okay, so there is when it comes to Power BI, if you want to create, if you want to perform advanced analytics to gain more insights, you need to learn the advanced topics. Learning the advanced topics like DAX, data analytics expression, that is where most of them they face issues. Even those people are already working in Power BI projects, they pose a lot of challenges, and even they do not know how to use the advanced Power BI related DAX functions, and also how to fine tune the DAX queries. Okay, you have the customer gave you all the data that are necessary to create a report or dashboard. Data is there. What is the next step? How good that data is. Okay, now you clean the data, you pre-process the data. The data is readily consumable because we addressed all kind of data related issues. The third thing is the volume of the data is very high, and it takes a lot of time to generate the report. It takes 8 hours to populate the data in my visuals. So then there is no point in saying that we have a robust environment, a reporting environment, wherein we can see all kind of reports. Whatever the report that I wanted, I can see it. Because of the huge volume of data, it takes a lot of time to populate. So that's when as a Power BI developer or consultant, we need to do some kind of fine tuning when it comes to DAX queries to improve the performance. Not only DAX queries, if your source system is Microsoft SQL Server or some other database or DBMS system, instead of doing all kind of data pre-processing inside your Power BI, you can do it at the source system itself, source system database itself, so that the performance will be. For that, you need to have the SQL query background, and you need to be good at the SQL queries, basic, intermediate, advanced level, and you should be knowing what is package and what is stored function, how to create a variable in SQL Server. So there are so to summarize or to quickly recap, Power BI tool is a self-service business intelligence tool. Even a layman can develop a basic and intermediate complex reports. They can develop very complex and very complex reports. It's not that easy to develop it. You need to have advanced knowledge. Okay, that is where I'm here to help you people to reduce your learning curve. Next question is, okay, a lot of tools are available in the market. Why should I learn Power BI? Why customers, American customers or the Europe customers, other country people across the globe, why they are running after Power BI? What is so big deal about Power BI? Okay, so the number one reason is cost. Cost is very cheaper if you compare with other tools. the Power BI is the cheapest. It's only $10 per user per month. It costs just $10 per user per month, the Pro license. Okay, and with Pro license, you can develop, you can implement, most of the features. But if you want to go for advanced features, then you need to go for Power BI Premium per user license. Okay, even that cost also much lesser compared to Tableau and other reporting tool. The second reason is it is self-service. Like, yeah, ClickView and even Tableau also self-service, business intelligence tool. It doesn't require too much of learning when it comes to developing basic and intermediate reports or dashboards. And but Power BI, right? So when it comes to Power BI, the number of features are very high. Okay. If you compare with other tools in the market, the Power BI support a lot of features. You can write close to 1,000 plus different M function as well as DAX related functions, using which you can create close to 250 plus visuals, or different charts in Power BI. So this feature is not available in other tool. It's there, but it's not that much in quantity. The next one is data connectivity. Okay, the data, customer has given you the data, but the data is not available in the form of Excel. It is available in the database, Oracle database, or if the data is available in SQL Server, or if the data is available in big data. Okay, or let's say the customer says, hey, we have the data, but it is available on cloud, Azure Cloud, Azure SQL database. Okay, so you name any source system, Power BI can pull data from that data source because it supports, or it has a lot of connectors. Okay, for if you want to connect to Hadoop, separate connector is available. SQL Server separate connector is for different sources, different connectors that are required to connect to the various sources. When it comes to Power BI, you can name anything. It can pull data from that data source. Okay, and the using Power BI, you can pull data from structured, semi-structured, unstructured data sources. Power BI has a greater capability in terms of data connectivity. So because of these reasons, most of the customers now they are running after Power BI. Since more customers are running after Power BI, obviously people like us will get benefited, right? The developers, a consultant, Power BI consultant, developers or lead developers, they'll get more job opportunities because they want to generate more reports in Power BI instead of, believe me or not, now few of the customers, when I interacted with them, Fortune 500 customers, they started migrating from Tableau to Power BI because of these reasons. See, even the US customers, they are very particular about cost, like others in the world, in the globe, but they are very particular about the quality also, the features. Okay, so the feature, right, when it comes to cost and the features, right, the possibility with Power BI is unlimited. That's why many of the customers, they are running after Power BI. Okay, now let us move ahead and understand the architecture of the Power BI environment. Now let us take a look at how these pieces interact with each other. So there are two sides of Power BI. One is, you can see the on-premise. See, one is the on-premise here. One second. The on-premise. Other one is cloud. What do you mean by on-premise? See, in between on-premise and cloud, you can see the dashed line. Let's say this is your office, right? This is your office, and this is your laptop or this is your desktop. So in the desktop, you downloaded and installed the Power BI desktop software. Using this Power BI desktop software, you can connect to the data that are your organizational data that are stored across various system in the cloud, and you can bring in all the data. For example, you have the data in Azure cloud, and you have the data in Azure SQL database and Excel file, SQL database, and Salesforce. Your company is using the applications on the cloud. Obviously the data related to those applications also available on cloud, and in order to perform analytics, you are you are bringing the data from all these sources into your Power BI desktop. Don't worry, I will go step by step and I'll show you how we can do all these things. Okay, I'll make sure that all of you are able to understand, then only I'll proceed further. Just understand the architecture at a high level. Okay, so these are the data that are available on cloud for the application which you use it on cloud. So you are bringing in all the data to your Power BI desktop in order to create the report. As I told you, okay, you have the data available on cloud. Your corporate data is available on cloud, and bringing in the data is possible with Power BI desktop because it provides a lot of connectors. Everything is fine. So once you bring in the data here, you need to clean the data. Once you clean, or instead of saying cleaning, I call that as a data pre-processing. Once you clean or pre-process the data, next step is you build the report, right? So once you create the report, you need to share it with your managers and top level senior manager, vice president, assistant vice president, CEO, right? So you need to share your reports to the stakeholders across your organization. So in that case, what you do is, instead of sending the reports to each and every person, you publish it on cloud. Once the report gets published on cloud, it can be accessible by people across the globe within your organization to access these reports at any time, at their comfortable time, using any device. You can use either tablet or desktop, laptop or mobile. You can access it. Once you publish it on cloud, right, it is available to everyone. Okay. Next, coming back to the on-premise. See, let's say you have bought a server in your office. Okay, and what you do is, instead of publishing some reports on Power BI cloud, you are publishing it on your local server. And why people are moving to cloud? Because you cannot afford to buy expensive server. Let's probably 10 years back, the volume of the data were very less in your company. Now your business is really doing great job. You acquired a lot of customers, a lot of business are happening. The volume of the data is very high. In that case, to store the data for the huge volume of data, right? In order to store the huge volume of data, you need to store it in a bigger server, right? It requires a lot of storage, and in order to process the data, you need to have high-end server. Investing money on high-end server is very, very expensive. It is not the wise option to, or it's not a viable option, right, to buying an expensive server. Let's say you bought a server, it costed you a lot, right? And also, in order to run or manage the server, you need to hire system administrator, you need to hire database administrator, you need to hire the security professionals, and also you need to hire the networking guys. If something goes wrong, these people have to jump in and fix it, right? It's a overhead, right? You need to maintain the server. In order to maintain the server, you need to buy. There is a saying, right? There is a proverb, right? It's a cat to grow a cat, right? So you need to buy so many things, or the cat, or the calf, right? You need to do a lot of things, or the cow. The people used to say cow, right? When you buy a cow, what will happen? You need to, I just pass it. Is they leave everything on the cloud. Okay, so the cloud, once you publish your data, once you create the resources, whatever you need it on the cloud, a lot of cloud service providers are available now. AWS is the leader in the cloud, and the next one is Microsoft Azure, and the other one is Google Cloud Platform. Likewise, different cloud service providers are available. All you need to do is just go and sign up with them. So on demand, on a need basis, right, on an ad hoc basis, you can pay them. Okay, you don't have to hire you don't have to buy an expensive server. You don't have to have the maintenance overhead. Okay, simply you publish your data here, and every month you pay some money. Your headache is gone. Okay, the security, everything, they take care of it. So cloud, so you publish it. But there are some cases, right? You need to rely on cloud, as well as you need to have server in your local system also. For example, in the case of banking, not all the data you can publish it on cloud, because anything you publish on cloud, right? So though they say security everything, right? So by publishing it from a local system to cloud, on the end route to cloud, right? So anybody can hack your data. Okay, so once you store it here, it will be secure. They say, hey, as long as you stored in our system, nothing happened. But in the when the data is in transit from your system to my cloud, it would have got hacked by somebody else. So certain sensitive data, you store it in your local server. You don't want to publish it on cloud, because there are some data which are vulnerable for hacking, right? So people can hack it. So those kind of thing, you can store it in your local server, but again it involves cost. What to do, right? So but other data, right, you can publish it on cloud. People across the globe can go and pick up the data, and the reports, they can view it. Okay, the next one is, okay, using Power BI desktop, I can create a report, stunning reports, dashboards, right? So and publish it on cloud. And so what is data gateway? Data gateway, right? So it's a piece of software. The moment you publish your report on cloud, automatically the data related to that report also will get published to the cloud via data gateway. So data gateway is an agent or middleman. Okay, he is the one helpful to safely and securely publish your report as well as the data on cloud. Got it? And also, if you wanted to read the data from your local server, right, in your on-premise to cloud, using data gateway, you can connect to the data, right? So you can connect, let's say your office, the on-premise is your office, your local Bangalore office, and from Power BI cloud, you are connecting to the Bangalore office data, and then you are pushing it to the cloud. Okay, and that's where to securely push the data gateway is very much helpful. And the next one is, the other reason why we use data gateway is we can schedule the data refresh. For example, you published 10 reports on cloud. All these 10 reports are daily reports. Every day the data in this reports should get refreshed automatically. I don't want to see yesterday's data, right? So every day I want to see the up-to-date data should be available in my report. For example, if I open the report today evening by 6 p.m., it should show the today's sales data. It should not show yesterday's sales. Every day evening by, let's say 6 p.m. or 7 p.m., if I open the report, it should show today's data. There are some reports, right? The daily report, summary report, right? So it should show the day-to-day sales related data, or the cash flow related data. Okay, so in that case, let's say you publish the 10 reports almost a month back. Every day, to refresh these reports data, the data gateway plays a crucial role. The data gateway, what it does is, it refreshes the data in your report as per the schedule, whatever you did it. Okay, let's say you scheduled on a daily basis, these 10 reports needs to get refreshed. The data in the reports should get refreshed, right? So that is possible. You can schedule the data refresh using data gateway. And also data gateway is responsible for publishing the reports along with the data automatically in a more safe and secure way. Hope you understood how these components, the cloud, data gateway, how it interacts with each other. And the report server is simply, right, it is it's a browser based one. Okay, the reports an alternative Power BI. Yeah, this is an alternative or Power BI service. So we call this, the cloud one, as Power BI service. Remember this, Power BI service or Power BI cloud service. It is an alternative to the Power BI service, which means You can, whatever the Power BI cloud service you can do it here also. Then why should I invest money here? The number one reason is security reasons. You don't want to publish the data on cloud because there could be chances it can get hacked by someone. Okay, that is one reason. Other thing is you cannot develop a dashboard using report server, right? So using Power BI cloud service only you can create dashboards. Okay, and also you can create you can make changes to the reports which are published by the users to the cloud also. You can, you can create report here also. You can create data by dashboard, and once the user publish it, right, so that reports can be shared to various other people in our organization. And next one, the mobile apps, it enables the users to view the reports or dashboards on the fly. For example, you have 100 salespersons are there across the globe, and anytime they want to see their sales performance, each individual sales performance, they want to see it on the fly. They can, using the mobile device, they can connect to the report which got already published on cloud, right? So they can do it, they can check it anytime. Apart from these components, there are other components, like I said, mobile app, right? We have something, report builder is also available. Report builder is different from this report server. So then what is report builder is all about? Using report builder, you can generate pixel perfect reports. What do you mean by pixel perfect reports? Like invoice, delivery challan, right? All these things are pre-formatted. So if you want to print, those kind of thing, you can go for a report builder. It involves additional licensing cost. And apart from this, we have something called Power BI embedded. So it is an Azure service. For example, you developed a report or dashboard, like I have shown you here. You developed a report or dashboard, something like this, and you want to embed this report, developed report dashboard, in your website or in a specific blog also. It is possible. Okay, I'll show you that also. Don't worry, whatever I discussed, I will show you in detail in the later sessions. Don't worry. Okay, next one is the Power BI desktop components. Look here, so far we discussed about what is report server is all about, and whatever you do it here in cloud, the same thing you can do it, but you cannot create a dashboard here. You can create a report, but you cannot create a dashboard here. But only for security reason we are using a report server. But whereas here you can do everything here in Power BI except the data modeling. So data modeling you can do it in Power BI desktop only. Okay, only when you create the data model, okay, and you can create reports. Okay, and once you create report and publish it, the report which you publish it on cloud can be enhanced by the report users or end users. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about only this portion now, Power BI desktop. This Power BI desktop software which I showed you a while back, right, how to download it, isn't it? So this is the one I'm talking about, Microsoft.com. I just clicked this one, it got downloaded. Look here, PBA desktop setup.exe. If I go here and if I click on it, this is my Power BI desktop. Within this Power BI desktop, what are the components are there? It will ask you for that. I'll have to make changes. Yes. If I click on it, it will proceed with installing the Power BI desktop software. This is what my Power BI desktop, and I already installed the Power BI desktop in my system. But in your case, you need to proceed further. Okay, so once you install the Power BI desktop, how do you make sure that the installation went fine? When you click on this exe file, look here, this exe file, next, keep press next. Okay, and then you will find at one point you will find installed successfully. Okay, that means the installation was over. The next step is you just go to the start button. Here you type Power BI desktop. And click on this one, you will find there, and click on this, it will open the Power BI desktop. Inside the Power BI desktop, we can see, we can find three components. What are those components? This is my Power BI desktop. Just a while ago I opened it, right? It takes some time to open it. In the Power BI desktop, there are three components. One is Power View, Power Query, and Power Pivot. As I discussed a while back, to create a report or dashboard, you need to have the data. Okay, data is there, but data is not clean. Using Power Query, we do the cleaning. We pre-process the data. As part of Power BI desktop, we have something called Power Query editor, using which we can pre-process the data. Okay, now the data is clean, data is available, data is clean, it is pre-processed, very good. Next step is Power Pivot, using which you need to do the data model design. This is very specific to Power BI. When you compare Tableau and ClickSense with Power BI, there you don't have to do data model design. But when it comes to Power BI, you need to do the data model design. You need to know what is data model design, what is dimensional data model design. But one way it is good, when you learn Power BI, you are going to learn the business intelligence concepts, like the dimensional data modeling, all those things. So once you pre-process data, you need to do the data modeling. It is something like, the blueprint. Before you construct a building, you need to have the blueprint, isn't it? This is, you just think the Power Query is like your kitchen. Let's say you bought your vegetables and meat, everything, and you take it to your kitchen and you clean it, isn't it? You clean it and then you put masala and you put all the recipes and you mix it. First you clean everything and then you put all the required recipes and then you mix it, masala, everything, mix it, and then only you go and cook it, right? First thing, right? So the Power Query, you just think this is synonymous to kitchen. This is where we do all data cleaning, everything. Not only cleaning the data is sufficient, you need to design the data model. Okay, so like the building architect's blueprint, right? It's kind of like this. You need to do the data model design, and then using Power View, you can create the reports like a bar chart, column chart. Using all these visuals, you can create. But these two are the steps that you need to do it first. See, there are certain things we need to do it step by step, isn't it? After it's something like, right, after you deposit the money only, you can withdraw the money. If you have zero balance in your account, can you withdraw it? You cannot. You have to have some savings, right? Step one is, yes, you need to deposit the money, you need to have money in your account. Similarly, there are some sequence needs to be followed. First, you need to have the data. Data is there, but it is not clean, using which you clean it, and then you do the data model design. And then the third step is you create the reports using the bar chart, visuals, right? You use various visuals to create the report. Okay. Now let me just show you here in the Power BI desktop. Okay, now is that open? It takes a lot of time. The Power BI desktop, yeah, it opened. Okay, so it's already, see, first time when you install it and when you open it, you'll find something like this. You just click cross here. Okay, you just look here. Can you see the cross here? You close it. This is not required. Simply click close. And now what you are saying is Power BI desktop. This is the one is your report canvas. This is called the white color background is your report canvas, and on the right side you can see the visualizations, right? So you can see the visualization. Just give me a second. 1 minute, please. I'll just I'm just getting some call from my office. 1 second. Okay, I'm back now. So I'll just show you now. Okay, so this is on the right side. You can find something like, so look here, the visualizations, right? So under the visualization pane, you can find all kind of charts here. This is your stacked bar chart, stacked column chart, clustered column chart, right? So you can find all these charts. This is called your waterfall chart, funnel chart. Likewise, various visuals, right? You can find it here. If you want additional visuals, you can find these three dots here. You can find these three dots here. When you click on these three dots, this is called ellipses. When you click on it, it will open up something like, it will open up a dialog box wherein it will ask you to enter your username and password. Once you connect it, it will take you to another page wherein you can type the visual name. Okay, custom visuals, that is called custom visuals. If you think these visuals are not sufficient, you are looking for some other visuals, right, like a bar chart, column chart, it's not sufficient, and you want to use some other advanced visuals, you can go and download it, which I'll show it later. Okay, so this is where you will find all kind of visuals. And here on the right side here, you can find the fields pane here. This is called your fields pane. Once you load the data here, you can find all the column names and the file names, column names, everything here. I'll just load one simple data here. So I'm going to load this data ncsales.xls here, and that's an Excel file. Science you need to use. Look here, if you want to import the data, right, you can find something like get data icon here. This is similar to that of your Excel icon, and also the text also same as Excel. Okay, so they Power BI Microsoft, what they did, they created the interface also somewhat similar to Excel, so that it will be convenient or it will be easier for anybody to explore the interface quickly. Okay, ncsales.xlx, I'm going to open it now. Those of you already made payment will share the link. You can go ahead and download all the data sets up front. Look here, this is my Excel file. When I open the Excel file, this is called data preview window. I just simply, look here, I just do it one more time. I just clicked on get data, and you have various connections are available. I wanted to import an Excel file, hence I'm going to select only this one. And my file name is NC Sales. This is available on cloud. I'll share the link for those of you made the payment today. And so look here, this data file, this Excel file is being loaded into Power BI desktop. Only one Excel I opened it, but within that Excel 2 sheets are there. I think only one sheet is there, but it shows 2 different names. I am going to select only this one. This is called a data preview window. It shows all the data. Just take a look at this. Before you loading it, make sure that are you loading the correct data. Yes, it's all correct. So you can see 3 buttons here. One is load, transform data. This we will see it later. At this moment, I'm going to click on load. It will take some time. You need to wait. You need to have a lot of patience when it comes to Power BI. Okay. It will be a little bit slow. I'm using 12 GB RAM, but still, the speed is not so good. And if you are using 8 GB or if you are using 4 GB, obviously it will take more time to load. Better would suggest you to go for 8 GB at least. Okay, the RAM, you can upgrade it to 8 GB. Still loading the data. Hardly I have 92 records. Even to load the 92 records, it takes this much of time. So look here, under the fields pane, it is trying to show the file name and when you expand the file name, you will find all the columns that are part of that file name. So currently it is blank, isn't it? I'll just go here. Look here, this is my file. I just open this file from my operating system. It is opening the Excel file. Look here. So here, see, I opened this file. Opening this file is nowhere related to this one. Okay. When I click get data, and when I loaded this file, right, it loaded here. Just to show you people, I just clicked on NC sales, this Excel file, but it's still opening. My system is very slow, it seems. Okay. Yeah. Anyhow, for the time being, let us ignore opening. Let me do. I don't know why it takes a lot of time. Yeah, this is my Excel file. Okay, this is the data set. I have it. This is the, let's say the customer has given you this file in XLS file. You have product ID, customer ID, location key, all these columns are there. Let us scroll down and see how many number of records are there. 93 records are there, excluding the row. This is column header or row header, right? It's column header. Excluding this record, we have 92 records are there. 92 records got loaded here in Power BI desktop also. So on the right hand, you can find the fields pane. Under the fields pane, you will find, we can see the file name, right? Excel file name, which I loaded it here. When you click on this arrow, it will get expanded. So these are the columns that are there in my Excel file. So whatever you see it, right, the product ID, customer ID, location key, you can see it also, but it will not show in the same order as your file. Look here, order ID, product ID, sales amount. We have something called sales amount, profit, discount, and profit and discount, right? It is not showing the same order as that of this one. Order is not same, but all the columns got displayed here. Whatever the columns that we saw it in the Excel file, all the columns are displayed here. Now the question is, okay, the Excel file name and the column names of this Excel file, we can see it here. But remember one thing, when you import any type of data, whether it is Excel file or HTML file or XML file, you import any type of file, Power BI consider them as a table. Look here, this is called a table icon, right? This is your table icon. Though it is an Excel file, it considers this as a table. Now the question is, okay, where can I see the data? So on the left side, you can find 3 icons here, right? So 3 icons here. Okay, of these 3 icons, the second icon, right? So when you click on this one, this is where you will find the data. When I click on this, is called your data view. When you click on this, if you want to see the data, you need to come to this one. Okay, when you need to click on this icon, data icon, and it will take some time to show the data. It is very bad. The performance is very slow here. Look here, it took this much of time to load the data. Okay, hence don't panic. Why am I not getting the data, right? So you need to wait. You need to have a lot of patience. See, look here, to display 93 records, it takes a lot of time. So no need to say about the 1 lakh records. If you have more than 1 lakh record, right, it takes a lot of time. But when you work on cloud and when you work on the premium license, the performance will be far better. Fine. So now you have seen the data, whatever the Excel data we have seen. This is where you can go and see the data for this imported file. Got it? So this one is called your report view. By default, this is your report view. Second one is data view. I just relate with my PowerPoint. See, this is my Power BI desktop. What you are seeing is the Power BI desktop. And the Power BI desktop, so the one is Power Query and Power Pivot and Power View. Power View is the one what we are seeing, the report. And this is called your report view. This is called your data view. And this is called your model view. It is also called as Power Pivot. Look here, this is my table, right? You can see the table something like this. This is what Power Pivot. You can see it here, right? So this is what your Power Pivot. And what we are seeing here, this is what your power pivot. This is what your power pivot. This is where you can see the data. This is where we need to do the data model design. I was talking about blueprint, isn't it? Somewhat similar to blueprint, we need to create the data model design here. Got it? This is called power pivot and it is called model view. This icon is called model view. Look here, if you hover the cursor, right? Hover the cursor, if you place the cursor here, model view, this is called your data view and this is called your report view. All right. So fine, here I can see the data and here I can see the blueprint or the data model design. Here I can see the data and here I can see here I can create the report. But what is this one? The kitchen kind of thing. I was talking about this one. Power Query, right? So data cleaning with Power Query editor, we do it. So here I just go back to Power BI desktop to do the data cleaning, right? So the Power Query editor, you need to click on the transform data. So what you are seeing here in my PowerPoint, Power Query, that is available here, transform data. So that is available here in transform. You need to click on this one. Okay, you need to click on that one. When I just click on this, you will find transform data. When I click on this, it will take some time to open the kitchen. You just think, this is like a Power Query editor. Okay, this is not like this is Power Query editor. Okay, this is where we do all kind of data cleaning, everything. Look here, this is what my data set which I import. Now you might be, but don't get confused with the Power Query editor and data view. Here also you can see the data, and in the when you click, so let's say if I go to the home ribbon, I just go to home ribbon. When you click on this one, home ribbon, you can find the transform data. When you click on it, you will find two options. First option, you need to select transform data. When you click on this, it will open Power Query. This is different from this one. This is simply, you can view the data, but here you can do all kind of cleaning. In the kitchen, how we do cleaning, isn't it? The same way you can do it. What do you mean by cleaning here? For example, I just want to, it's all good, everything. But if you see here, quantity, everything is correct, right? So here it doesn't require any kind of thing. Order number, order date is there. For example, I just want to do some kind of data pre-processing. I want to extract the year, month, date separately. So 2/11/2021. So this is my date, month, year. I want to store the month separately and year separately. So in the case of Power Query editor, you can do all kind of data transformation. I'll show you one example. I just click on this transform ribbon, and here you can find something like not here, sorry, in the home ribbon itself you will find something like the data type is date. Yes, you can create something like, you can extract, sorry, not this one, just give me a second. In the add column, we have another ribbon called add column. You can click on the date here, and if you want to extract month, name of month from each day, right? I want to extract the name of the month and store it in a separate table, separate column. It gets to look here, November, December, November, March, right? So how I got this one? So this is 2/11/2000. So 11 is November and 12 is December. In some cases, right, we need the month name. If I wanted to plot some bar chart or column chart in the x-axis, instead of displaying month 1, month 2, month 3 numbers, if I plot something like January, February, March, it makes sense. When the manager or someone, when they look at it, oh, this is January month, this is February month, good. Okay, instead of displaying 1, 2, 3, 4, you can display the name. So now using the Power Query editor, I was able to extract the month name, isn't it? From the month column, I was able to extract the month name with Power Query editor. Okay, and let me just go back here. Not only the month name, you can extract the look here. So if I go here order date, so automatically this one get enabled. And if you see here, and here you can see something like you can even extract the day from this one, name of day. What day is it? Monday or Tuesday, or what day is that? So look here, you can extract just by pointing and clicking, it automatically extract the number, the month name, day name, right? You don't have to write any program here. But if you notice here, this kind of a formula bar, so whatever you did it, I just selected, look here, I just selected the order date column. Automatically here the date icon got enabled. With that, we found some day, and from the day context, extracted the day name, extracted it. But behind the scene, it generated the script automatically on our behalf. Power BI, especially the Power Query editor, it generates the script. We don't have to learn the script, but I will tell you later, how to, again, learning the script also some extent helpful. But if you want to generate a simple report, basic report, right? You see, you don't have to do any kind of you don't have to have any kind of programming knowledge. Simply point and click. You are able to extract month name, day name. The same thing, is it possible with Python, another language? No, right? You need to write some program. You need to use a built-in function. Just simply point and click. You get what you needed, whatever you needed, you can get it here. But if you want to perform some kind of advanced the data transformation, little bit, yeah, you need to know the programming. Let us limit our discussion as of this, okay, up to this point, okay. So this is that much simple, okay, the data transformation, everything. So day name, month name, everything you got it. So next one is, so using Power Query editor, we can extract month, day, everything. But here you cannot do much of data transformation. So if you want to data cleaning everything, we go to the Power Query editor and then we do it there. That is kind of kitchen. That is where we do everything, okay. And look here, once you are done with the cleaning everything, the next one is click on file and close and apply. So this one, whatever the new column, that two new columns that you created, you need to go and say, yes, make these two columns part of my data set. If for that, you need to click close and apply. So the month name, day name will become part of your data set. Let us wait for some time. Look here, in the data view, you will find two more columns here. Look here, month name and day name, which we created as part of our Power Query editor. How to go to Power Query editor? Look here, this is what my transform data. If you click on this, click on transform data, it will take you to the Power Query editor. That is where I created. Anyhow, don't worry, we will have the next session, right? Anyhow, this Saturday I'm planning to, or most likely this Sunday night, we'll start with the SQL queries, okay, 8:30 to 10:30, and then once I complete the SQL queries as part of SQL Server, we'll jump into Power BI in detail. So that time you can also do it side by side with me, so that you will get an hands-on. But please make sure that you are connecting to the Zoom invite from your laptop. In your laptop, make sure that you install Power BI desktop, everything. If you are not able to install it, also you just WhatsApp me anytime between 12 to 2, right? So you can ping me. That time I'll be little bit free. Hope you understood. As part of Power BI desktop, we have Power Query editor, using which we do the data pre-processing, everything. Next one is Power, using which we do the data model design. The next one is Power View, using which we create the data visual. We have not yet gone there, okay. That part we will discuss it later, okay. How to create charts, everything, we'll discuss it later. So now going back to this installation part, I hope all of you would have done it by now, right? So next, Power BI desktop, click next, and you will find something like this, next, and then it will ask you install. When you click on install, that's it. It will take some time. It will keep run until you find a message installed successfully. Don't do anything, okay. Don't ever click cancel, okay. and until you find the message here successfully installed, wait. Even after installation you need to wait for some more time. Okay, leave it 5 minutes. Okay, don't rush and click cancel. Okay, so this is how you can install Power BI desktop, and SQL Server also I have shown you how to install it, right? So make sure that before this Sunday night you install everything, okay, the SQL Server, everything, so that you will be up and running. When I start teach you, you start practice it side by side. Don't ever postpone it. No shy, no ego, okay, or no rush, okay. And you need to install it, start practice it along with me, because forget about money, you are spending your valuable time, isn't it? The time whatever you are spending with me for 2.5 months for this training should be fruitful, it should be useful to you. That's why I'm suggesting you make sure that you are installed. No excuse, nothing. Okay, don't say I got stuck up. So everybody has a problem. You believe me or not, in my office, I just record it. The next step is you need to download SQL Server Management Studio. Type it like this. Download SQL Server Management. So ideally you do it side by side. During the class time itself you do it, so that you don't have to do it later point in time, right? So once you finish it, that's all. 2 hours you are done. You don't have to study, isn't it? Just type it and look here, the first one, right? The first item itself, you can see the Management Studio. Right click on it, open link in new tab, just go here, and if you scroll down in this page, free download for SQL Management, everything is free, thank God. It'll get downloaded, save as 675 MB. It'll take for a while. Once this one gets downloaded, same step, click on accept, and when you click on the exe file, it will open a dialog box, and then I think I already downloaded it. Let me just pass it. Look here, already I downloaded it, the same thing. Why should I download? Because it takes time to download it. I opened many files in my system, because of which it is slowing down. Make sure that you are not opening so many files. Look here, make sure that you are clicking yes here, okay. SSMS setup ENU, click on yes. It will open the installation window. Yeah, what is SSMS? SQL Server. So Deepak asked a question, what is SSMS? SQL Server Management Studio. See, first we install SQL Server, right? On top, and then once you install the SQL Server, the next step is you need to install SQL Server Management Studio. This is where we write the SQL queries, everything. This is kind of front end, okay? We write everything here. Whatever the query you write it here, it will go and fired on your SQL Server. You don't have to worry about that. Simply install SQL Server. The next one is the SQL Server Management Studio. This is kind of, yes, you need to download both, Deepak. You need to download SQL Server, and also you need to download SQL Server Management Studio. You can do it parallelly, the download process, but make sure that you are first installing SQL Server, and then only you are doing SQL Server Management Studio installation. Okay, don't do it opposite way. In case you get stuck, in case you don't do it, please don't do it, right? Ask me if you have any questions, I'll help you out, okay? But without my consent, if you go and do it, it'll cause confusion. You will break your head, okay, and it will drive you crazy because it'll cause some confusion. So you need to install in the proper order, okay? And you can ask me if you have any doubts, okay? I'll try to, but you can WhatsApp me, okay? I'll be checking the messages because I'll be in continuous meetings most of the time. Look here. So once you click on the exe file, let's say once you have downloaded the SQL Server Management Studio, the file name will be ssms setup -eno. This video I will share it to you all. You just use it for reference purpose, and then please install it. Don't say for God's sake I don't have time, okay? So you will find some install. When you click on it install, it will take some time to install it. So you need to install two things when it comes to SQL Server. One is the backend. The backend is, one second. One is you need to install SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server, okay? Microsoft, many of them they confused with SQL Server. MySQL is different, Microsoft SQL Server is different. Second one is SSMS. SSMS is for SQL Server Management Studio. You need to download these two softwares, but you need to install this software first. Which one? Microsoft SQL Server. You need to install it first, and then only you need to install SSMS. Don't do it in the opposite way, okay? It can cause some problem. You will end up reinstalling your Windows itself. Yes, you need to install both, right? And then first you install this one. Once this one get installed successfully, it will ask you to restart your laptop. You restart it, okay? And then you download this one and install it. After the installation, you restart it. Okay, now you installed both. How do I open SSMS? This is my start menu. In the start menu or here, right, you just type SSMS. You will find Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. Just click on this. Just click on it only one time, okay? And it takes a lot of, but when you click on it first time, right, you will think, right, it is not showing anything. But don't click more than once. It will consume a lot of memory, and it takes a lot of time to open it, okay? So look here. So this is how, when you install SQL Server Management Studio, it will show something overall progress. Don't do anything, right? It will run. After some time, you will find SQL Server Management Studio installed successfully. Okay, and then it will show you something like restart. Click on the restart. It will restart the window. Okay. So in my case, I already installed SQL Server Management Studio. Hence, I'm going to click on cancel. But in your case, you don't do cancel. Okay, fine. So look here, I already installed SQL Server Management Studio. So I just click on it. I just clicked on it. It takes a lot of time to open it. You need to have a lot of patience. Okay, it takes a lot of time to open it. Follow me, right? Okay, some problem happened here because it got messed up since I 8K BBD and the network related while choosing connection to the server was not found or not accept, verify the instance name is correct, and that, oh my god, so everything messed up since I installed it more than once, right? Once you install it, don't try install it again. But guys, I repeat you, please, if you don't know, please call me until I step in. Don't do anything, okay? Even if you waste one more day, let it be there. But if you mess up, it will take a lot of time. You'll have to break your simply, right? For that, to get rid of the headache, I suggest most of them, you throw 600 rupees, someone call them to reinstall Windows, okay? Reinstall, but don't do the mistake again, because once you mess up, it will cause a lot of confusions, okay? Fine, hope you understood how to install it, everything, right? I wanted to get an update from you all before this Friday about installation. In case of any issues, I'm okay to help you out, and don't judge me in the very first session that I'm running fast. Okay, if you I will